Greetings, beautiful beings, and welcome to the Breathing Bar. I'm Ahuvia, your bartender today and every day. Thanks for coming and sharing this time with us as we delve deeper into the linguistics of breath, words, sound. We're going deeper into frequencies and rhythms and how these energy transmutations affect ourselves and affect the world around us. Because if you don't understand your energy, you can never control it. And those that do understand energy will control it. So you have a choice. So at the Breathing Bar, we go deeper into these choices that we make and begin to start assessing. Are the choices we're making really at the frequency we want them to be at to produce the desired results that we want? Or are the decisions we're making at frequencies that are lower, that are not going to bring us the calm and balance, but more so of the agitation and annoyance that we don't want? So that's kind of where we are right now when it comes to this season and heal the heart, heal the body. We've been talking the last 2 weeks about heart negotiations. What is your heart negotiating? And where I want to go with this in this session is to go deeper into your heart negotiations. So I've decided to bring some of my heart negotiations to the table so that we can explore it and it may give you a deeper paradigm on your heart negotiations. So I chose a couple. And the first heart negotiation that I would say that I am negotiating is peace of mind. Yes, that's a broad term. But when I say that, for my heart, it is very specific because whatever energy that I have around peace of mind or don't have around peace of mind, that's what the negotiation is. The negotiation isn't once you have whatever it is you're trying to get. So for me, how is my negotiations with my heart going? I could say it hadn't been going too well because every time I realize that I don't have peace of mind, every time that I realize I don't know how to achieve peace of mind in any given moment, I set off the alarm in my body. And my heart's the first that receives the alarm because it's feeling the energy, the electromagnetic energy I have around this desire, this deep, deep desire for peace of mind. So because it can feel this electromagnetic energy, it's going to respond to it. And when the heart responds to it, the organs of the body have to respond with it because the heart has to send messages and signals to your cells and to your organs that, hey, we're responding to this negotiation of wanting peace of mind, but not knowing how to get it. And she doesn't have it, so she's feeling a certain type way. So when you're in that space of feeling a certain type way about that thing that you can achieve, or those things you can achieve, and usually you can find 2, 3, 4 that are deeply rooted that you've been working to try to achieve for years, decades, however long it may be, maybe even other lifetimes. And usually much of what we really, really want in this lifetime came from our experiences and our programming from other lifetimes that we brought into this one and we want to achieve. So with that, I said, okay, so I can't achieve peace of mind. So my heart negotiation already begins to take action. Now, the negotiation in 2025 for ourselves as energy beings, where the negotiation needs to be in our conscious space is we're coming to the table with the heart. It can no longer be our innerverse, that universe within ourselves. I call it the innerverse. The innerverse is moving and shaking, and those of us who are supposed to be responsible, which is each of us for our sovereign selves, have no idea what's going on inside of us, have no idea what's being communicated to us and what's being asked of us. So now as we bring it to the table, we're going to bring our heart negotiation to the table and become an active participant and an influencer on our Innerverse. Being an influencer on your external is a very different thing, and it doesn't require the same amount of self-love, self-evaluation, and balance. So we're going to bring it to the table, this thing called peace of mind that I have not been able to achieve, and I'm frustrated and bothered. And this is my example because, hallelujah, as of now, I have found very powerful ways to bring myself into that peace in the moment. Now my goal is to continue to be able to keep it expansively over weeks, months, days without interruption. And it's happening. I know the flow, but it takes the discipline and continued practice. So anyway, we're bringing it to the table right now. So my heart is sitting here saying, okay, we're in negotiations, Ahuvia, with this peace of mind thing you want. Now, who's coming with the heart? All the organs, all the cells, everybody's coming to the table because they've been waiting for you to bring them to the table and for you to actually show up. They've been at the table waiting for decades, and you ain't showing up. You and your outer world doing what you do, totally ignoring your innerverse. And so now everybody's showing up. It's like, oh my God, she's showing up. Ahuvia's showing up, y'all. Oh, I got to see this. What she look like? They're just curious. They're like, okay, so what's about to happen? What you gonna do? So now that we're at the table, the first thing has to be, okay, I want peace of mind, but what does that mean to my cells? What does that mean to how I navigate my thought process about myself? A lot of times when we look at the peace or calm that we want, we look outside of ourselves at what has to change out there. Whereas you having peace as a sovereign being only requires you knowing how to communicate to your innerverse and knowing how to do the things that will bring that balance and peace within you. Once that peace is within you, whatever's happening outside of you is secondary. It does not have to affect your peace. And that's where you see a lot of ascended masters and spiritual beings who have been able to be in it, but not of it, not get caught up in the skullduggery of it all, in the shenanigans of it all. They register it. And not that they may not feel the energy for a minute, but they know how to say, okay, it is what it is. How do I bring myself to my peace as I navigate through this? So I will not get totally burnt up energetically with all this chaos. And so that's what has to happen with your negotiation, bringing it to the table. So we're bringing it to the table. Peace of mind is sitting there looking at me, like, okay, what's up? The heart, the cells all looking at me, and I'm the, head of the show. And I'm totally clueless, of course. Like, I don't know. Y'all know I've been outside of myself for so long. I'm totally clueless on what to say to any of you all. So they're like, okay. Then the heart said, listen then. You don't have to say anything, Ahuvia. Just listen. When you bring your heart negotiations to the table, all you have to do is listen. Communication will happen. It's always happening. But when you're still and you listen, you're clear and you have all the distractions that have been pushed out of the way. And so that's where you are when it comes to the negotiations that you've been looking at. Bringing it to the table, showing up, not just showing up, but showing up knowing that your energy and your cells, your organs are all living organisms that communicate. We have to know that our vessel is just as important as what we're creating outside of our vessel. And that's not always the case. People are like, yeah, my organ's this, but do they look at it as important as they look at the children or something tangible that they see outside of themselves? I've coined a phrase called bioorganity, not humanity. Because many times humanity cannot see anything as a big picture, anything that's not human as being as important or more important than humans. So it's okay to produce products to kill insects that are bothering humans, even though humans continue to rape the land and continue to build condos on top of condos and pushing the natural living organisms that live there out. Where are they going to go? But if they get in our space, then we have a problem. They're just trying to live. So it's important that we now begin to position ourselves as we bring our heart to the table in our negotiations. We have to look wider than just ourselves in the space of what's important. Because if not, yourselves will never be as important as your children or as the person that you love or as the passion that you're seeking to create. They will just be worker bees that after the work is done, they can just die off. And if that was the natural cycle of our cells, it would be different, but that's not the natural cycle of the cells. The cells will continue to regenerate as long as they're getting what they need. And just like you want love and you want connection, your cells need that also in order for you to even have it for yourself in a conscious realm. So let's bring our heart negotiations to the table, but let's look internal. Stillness, deep meditation. You can create your own meditation or your own mantra or your own sound. And that'll be the calling to your cells. You could tell your mind, your heart, your organs that, hey, I'm going to make this sound. When I make this sound, the frequency of that sound is going to awaken you all that I'm ready to listen. You can do an affirmation. Hey, heart, organ, cells, when I say this affirmation in stillness and quietude, I'm going to be ready to listen. So now there's an open communication in the negotiations. Before it wasn't open communication. It was you talking, and no one else was able to say anything or express anything. But now with open negotiations, you're saying, hey, this is going to be open on both sides. I want to hear what you have to say. This is what I'm going to do to put myself in a space that you all know I'm ready. Because it takes time. You can't a lot of times just open up yourself if you're not used to it and just listen to yourselves or be able to hear what they're responding to you. So when you first start, you take baby steps. Say, okay, this is going to be the external thing, whether it's a song, whether it's an affirmation, whether it's a mantra, whether it's a chant, whether it's just deep breathing. But then you say, this is how it's going to be. You create the protocol. So that's where we are right now. I'm not going to go any deeper than that. But let's start the negotiations with our Innerverse. That's what this whole piece is about today. How are you going to start the negotiations with your Innerverse? How are you going to maintain and evolve these negotiations till they come to their fruition, which in this case is peace of mind? Because if your Innerverse is not at peace, you'll never be at peace. So you all have a beautiful week, and we will talk at the appointed time. Thanks for coming to the Breathing Bar, and we so look forward to spending time with you during this winter equinox. Give thanks.